So heels together, toes apart. You're gonna take the ball behind your right leg, make sure you're in first position, externally rotated, relax that left foot, and let's just press up with that knee for 10, and 9, 8, 7, standing leg is straight for 6, 5, square shoulders to the front of the room, 3, 2, hold that knee lifted, roll it back, 8, 7, 6, 5, standing leg is straight, you guys, 4, 3, 2, 8 in the opposite direction, 8 and 7, nice tall spine for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. We're gonna turn and face the bar or the kitchen counter, whatever you're using at home. And you're gonna take that standing leg into a slight bend, forearms on the bar, keeping the spine in line. We're pushing that left heel up for 8, 7, and 6. Here's 5, 4, again, standing leg is soft, 3, 2, hold that heel up, squeeze your heel into your tush, 10, little hamstring, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Okay, take a break. We're gonna turn around and face the opposite direction. Now your left elbow is at the bar, and you're gonna establish that first position, so feet are externally rotated, leaning into that left arm slightly at the bar, right leg grabs the bar, right arm crosses over the left, and 10, 9, 8, standing leg is straight for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold that knee up, roll it back for 8, 7, the size of a tennis ball for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse, again, standing leg straight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and we are gonna turn and face the bar once again, same thing, different side. But this time, we are gonna bend that standing leg, push that left heel, or that right heel, I'm sorry, to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, hamstrings are working, 4, 3, 2, hold that heel high and squeeze into that ball, 9, good, 8, 7, 6, soften that standing leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and take that ball away for now. We're gonna stand and face the bar in second position, which is a externally rotated, kind of a wide V. Your heels should be just slightly wider than your hips. We're gonna bend all the way down into a deep bend. We're gonna lift and lower those heels. Stay lifted for 10, 9, 8, 7, here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's where we're gonna lower and lift. Lift and lower for 10, and up, and 9. Light touch on that bar or countertop for 8, 7, 6, here's 5, 4, 3, 2, a little add-on here, lower and lift one heel at a time. Alternate for 9, and switch. 8, and 7, 6, good job everybody, for 5, 4, get a little lower if you can, 3, 2, last one, and come up. Let's get a little stretch. It's an L stretch, cat to cow, so flatten the spine and scoop the belly. Good, Exhale on that flat, and then scoop up on that inhale. Do that a few more times. We're gonna get prepared. If you have a ball at home, that's fine. If you don't, you could use a towel, roll it up, whatever you've got. We're gonna take that tummy to the bar. So we're gonna hold on to that bar. Really tight grip here, ladies. Get those feet in parallel, lift your heels, lean all the way back like you're water skiing. You're gonna take that tailbone all the way down. Let's pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, your 6, heels are high, 5, 4, back is straight for 3, 2, hold onto that sit, squeeze into that ball for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, I'm feeling your pain, 2, last 1, hold that sit for 10 seconds, 8, 7, 6, 5, a little lower if you can, 4, 3, 2, last 1, come on all the way up. All right, so if you've got yoga blocks at home, we can line them up right by the bar or countertop, whatever you've got. If you don't have blocks, you could do this on stairs or without anything on the floor. So you're gonna stand up in parallel with your balls of your feet on the blocks, and we're just gonna lift and lower, straight legs. Heels go down. Here's 9. And again, light touch on the bar. 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. We're gonna take our feet into first position, which is heels together, toes apart, lift and lower for 10 and 9. So externally rotate from the hips for 8. Good. 7. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. One more set, ladies. We're gonna take the balls of the feet together, heels apart, so we're internally or medially rotated. Lift and lower for 10, 9, 8, so you can get the outsides of your calves. 6, here's 5, 4, even pressure on both feet. Legs, 2, last 1. All right, well done. So if you have a ring or a TheraBand or a elastic band, you can grab it now. I'm gonna go grab mine, give me 1 second. So we are gonna piggyback on, that was our break time. You're gonna get that band. If you have a fabric band or a ring at home, anything will work. Again, we're gonna go up to the bar, countertop, whatever thing that you've got stable. We're gonna lift our balls of the feet off of the floor, center on your heels, sit back into that squat and pulse it down for 10 and 9. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold that deepest sit that you can. Pull those knees apart for 10. Abducting for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last 1, and come on up. Take a little break. Take that ring or band off of your knees. Let's stand up by the bar. Take your right foot over your left knee. And just kind of sit back into that little upside down 4 stretch. Take about 2 or 3 deep inhale to exhale. Get that piriformis medial glute stretched. Other side. Go as deep as you can or need to. We're gonna take those feet back. We're gonna go into a wide stance with our arms. If you want to slightly internally rotate your hands here, that is fine. It's going to be more triceps. But we're going to go into a standing plank and we're going to do 10 push-ups for 10, just to the bar. For 9, 8, and 7, trying not to drop the chin. For 6, and 5, 4, exhale on that push. 3, 2, last 1, and hold, come up 2 inches, and then down 2 inches. Let's keep that going. 10 little pulses, and 9, and 8, keeping that core engaged. For 7, powerhouse is on. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 10 more full push-ups. Let's go for 10, get as low as you can. For 9, and 8, here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, and all right, good job, friends. All right, let's brush it off for a second and take a stretch. So we're gonna put our feet as close to the counter or the bar, something that you have that's stable, and just kind of push forward. Keep your heels into the wall or the floor and the bar as close as you can, and then go into a hamstring stretch. 2 deep breaths here. Let's go through that one more time. So we're just opening up the pectorals. And then back down. Fantastic. All right, so we're gonna go to the mat portion of the class right about now. So if you've got a mat at home, grab it. And I'm gonna just stay on the floor, but we're gonna be doing leg circles. So we're gonna take that ball, a ring, any object that you have to just put over your head. We're gonna go onto the mat or the floor. If you've got carpet, good for you. Let's take that left foot on the floor, right leg is up to 90. If you wanna bend that left knee, that's your modification. Make it harder by extending that foot up off the floor. Let's take it out to a circle for 10. Exhale on the way up. For 9. And 8, see if you could stabilize those shoulders. For 7. And 6. So here in the studio, I'm tracing those ceiling tiles. 4 more. 3. Make it smaller and tighter, or bigger and tighter, up to you. And back up to 90, let's go in the opposite for 10. And 9. And here's 8. And 7. Here's 6. So again, you can make it bigger or smaller for 5 according to how you're feeling. 4. Keeping that toe pointed, externally rotated. 3, 2, last 1, let's go back up to 90 degrees. Flex that heel down, point that foot up for 10. Flex and point like a paintbrush. Here's 8. And again, if you want to float that bottom leg, go for it. Here's 6. If you want to lift your head and shoulders, a little enhancement. 2. Last 1, all the way back up. Take a little recovery breath. Let's go to the opposite leg. So if your quads are hurting, that's the target, that proximal upper quad. This is where we're gonna probably feel it. So left leg comes up, shoulders are stable. Let's go out to the end for 10. And 9, and again, make it smaller if you're rocking back and forth. Here's 7, and 6, and 5, sorry, leg cramp. 3. I hope you guys are with me. 2 more. And last one, let's meet back up at 90 degrees. Go into the reverse for 10. Shoulders are locked. 9. Here's 8. If you want to make them smaller, go for it. 7. 6, I think we did an extra up, but let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's meet back up at 90 degrees. So you're going to take that leg back up to the ceiling, flex down with that heel, and then point up with the arch of your foot. For 9, exhale on that lift up. For 8, and 7. Here's 6, 5. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 4, 3, 2. Last one, and good job, everybody. So let's take that ball while we've got it. You're gonna put it right behind your back here. So the middle of your spine is gonna be on the ball. Get your heels out in front. Let's just get these abs done. Hands behind your head. If you don't have a ball at home, you could probably use either a Bosu or a towel or just the mat, that's fine. But we're just gonna crunch up for 10, 9, think nose to the ceiling, 7, good, 5, 3 more, elbows out wide for 2, last one. Take that right foot off of the floor, elbow to the knee, left elbow, right knee, for 9, really tuck it in for 8, and 7, here's 6, we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, reset both feet on the floor, left leg comes up, right elbow, left knee for 10, and 9, and here's 8, here's 7, and 6, 5, 4, I'm feeling it with you guys, 3, 2, let's do a little bonus, both heels on the floor, once more, up to the ceiling, nose to the sky for 10, 9, light touch with those hands on the back of your head for 8, 7, as much of a range as you can get for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and we are done with those. Check that off of our list. So we're gonna come back up to the bar, and if you have a band at home, this is where we can actually use the band. If you don't worry about it. So we're gonna go down into first position. I'm not gonna use a band for this. I'm gonna go solo. And take those heels up and squish them together. So first position just means toes apart, heels together. We're gonna stand up in a releve, which is the heels are lifted. We're just gonna bend down and press down for 10, 9, again, if you wanna put a band around your knees, bonus, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, down and hold. Swing those hips from side to side for 10, and switch, 9, and switch. It looks crazy, but we're having fun. Let's go for 4, bend those knees deeper if you want more, 2, last one, and done. All right, so this is where we don't need any yoga blocks. If you want to use yoga blocks to stand on, we could. I'm gonna go solo here, considering that probably most of you won't have 2 yoga blocks that are the same height. But I'm gonna put my body on the countertop or a bar into an L shape, so my heels are right under my hips. I'm gonna take that right leg back, And I'm gonna bend heel to heel and fully extend for 8. Go ahead right there for 7. Full bend, full extend, 6. Here's 5. And 4. So my left heel is planted for this one for 3. Both legs bend, both legs extend together. 2. Last one. Now hold that leg up. The right leg is in back, left leg is standing and staying bent. Pressing that right heel up for 10, 9, 8, 7, here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and done with that. All right, second side, same as the first. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get those heels right under the hips, reset. So we start with 2 straight legs, first position. And let's take that left leg back, heel to heel, fully extend, fully bend for 10. Here's 9, and 8, and 7, full extension. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Keep that standing leg bent. Pulse that back leg, left leg for 8, 7, 6, 5. Try to keep even pressure. 4 on both hands. 3, 2, last one, and well done, ladies. All right, let's do one more. If you've got an elastic band at home, that's probably good. If you don't, we can go solo. Let's just do some squat jumps. So we're just gonna lift up on our heels, or if you wanna jump, you can jump. For 8, 7, and 6. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and take a little break. We're gonna get some small or large weights for shoulder presses. Sorry, I got a throat thing. So if you have 2 small weights or between 5 and 10 pounds, that's good. I'm gonna go with no weights today, but we're gonna go into a wide second position. We're gonna go down and shoulder press for 10. And here's 9, and 8. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, stay down. Just pulse up and down for 10. 9, pushing those heels into 4 for 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, and take a small break. All right, if you've got small weights, go for it. I'm gonna pretend. We're gonna stay with those bent knees in parallel. We're gonna take those hands just right up shoulder height and back down. For 9, and here's 8, so lateral shoulder raise. Here's 7. Keeping those knees bent is gonna keep you from arching. 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Last one, take those arms out. Tap those thumbs together for 9, 8, 7, 6, squeeze, tap, tap. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Roll those shoulders, take a little break. 2 big breaths. We're gonna go back into that bent knee stance. Take those thumbs together and pinkies up and out for 10. For 9. And 8. If you've got water bottles, anything that's heavy, soup cans, for 6, 5, 4, 3. Elbows should be as straight as you can get them. Last one. All right, one more. We're gonna go to circles on the wall. So lighter weights, probably a little more palatable. And let's just take those hands forward, holding those weights. Pretend like I'm holding weights. We're gonna roll those elbows back to the ceiling for 9, 8, 7, here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're gonna take it sideways. Well, I'm gonna go sideways. Holding those smaller weights, so between, depending on your situation, you can go between 3 and 5 pounds for this one. So getting those elbows up and in, pinkies straight back, nice straight line from the tailbone to the spine or to the top of the head for 9 and 8. So we don't want to curve, we want to stay straight for 7. Here's 6, so full extension, pinkies to the ceiling. 4, 3, getting those knees a little bendier for 2. Last one, palms go up to the ceiling. We're gonna crisscross for 10 and 9 and switch. 8, 7, here's 6 and 5, chin above water. 4, 3, 2, last one, and take it all the way back up. Now, this is where if you want to get a heavier weight or 2 small weights in one hand, we're gonna go with that overhead. So you want to keep that left hand behind your back. Right hand is just pushing straight up. Let's go for 10 and 9. Here's 8, 7, 6. So think up and forward for 5, where the wall and the ceiling kind of meet in front of you. 2. Last one, switch. Other hand, let's go for 10 and 9. Here's 8. Again, my knees are slightly bent for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, and we are done with those. So we could put the weights down and just get a little stretch. Locking that elbow in is kind of my favorite method. And take about 2 or 3 big deep breaths. And then take that same arm behind your back. And let's get a little tricep stretch that way. On the next exhale, let's switch. Other arm. Hand behind. One more big exhale. All right, team, let's get that ball. If you've got a mat or a towel, something to lie down on that's comfortable. We're gonna do some more ab work. So I'm gonna take that ball. I'm gonna be supine, which is on our back. We are gonna take that ball between your ankles. You could either take your hands under your hips, or if you're feeling really good, take them out to the side. Depends on you. We're gonna lower 45 degrees, bend up to 90. And let's go for 9 and 8. And if I relax my feet, I'm putting more inner thigh energy into that. For 7 and 6. So really get those inner thighs squeezing. Let's call this 4 more. 3. It's free rep Friday somewhere, right? For 2. And 1. Now we're gonna reverse. So you're gonna hold those legs at 45. Go up to 90. Bend the knees into your chest and push straight up for 10. Up, bend, push. For 9, up, bend, push. Let's do 6 more of these. See if you're pressing evenly with both legs. Let's go 4 more. If you want to lift your head and shoulders, go for it for 3. It just neutralizes your spine. 2. Last 1. Done. We're going to keep that ball, towel, whatever object that you have that you would squeeze between your knees. We're staying on our back, obviously. We're going to lift our heels as high as you possibly can. Get those feet about a fist width apart. We're going to roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, push those hips up to the ceiling as you squeeze into that ball. Let's go for 10 and 9. Lift and squeeze simultaneously for 8 and 7. This is where we want to keep that head down. For 6, shoulders are bolted. 3, 2, ribs are down, hips are up. Stay lifted. Push those hips up as high as you can. Squeeze into that ball for 10. Isometric for 9. You're in charge of the intensity for 8. I can't see you. 5, 4, I can't see what you're feeling for 3. Get it tighter for 2. Last one, hold that squeeze. Stay lifted. Squeeze those glutes up for 10 more. For 9, holding on that ball for 8, 7, here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, coming down 1 vertebrae at a time. Good job, everybody. So let's take a quick stretch before we go to the opposite abductors, abductors. So go ahead and get into that medial glute, piriformis stretch. Couple deep breaths, not going to linger too long. Other side. Big inhale to exhale. And now I've got a ring. If you don't have a ring or a fabric band, you could do this without. But just make sure that you're keeping that intensity as high as you can. So I'm going to take this ring. If you've got a band, fantastic. We're just going to put that around the upper part of our knees. And once again, we're going to keep the heels onto the floor this time. We're going to bridge all the way up. As you lift those hip points up, you're going to lift and pull away from those bands or rings for 9 and 8. Here's 7, so you're lifting and pulling at the same time. 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold those hips as high as you can and just pull away for 10 and 9. Here's 8 and 7 and 6, 5. By the way, Target has these rings for like $12. Amazon. 2, last one, and then rolling down 1 vertebrae at a time. So while we've got that ring or band, or if you have a towel or any kind of like a strap, you can use that. Let's take that right foot into the ring, the loop, or whatever you have, and just hold on to that stretch and point and flex that foot. Good. This is kind of an abbreviated bar class today, but you guys could add on and do more reps. All right, now take that right hand on the ring or the loop, whatever you've got, left hand out to the side, and drop that ring out. Big stretch, inner thighs. Keeping that left hip planted on the floor if you're able to. By keeping that left arm down, it's going to be a little bit easier. 1 more exhale. Let's come all the way back up. Both hands on. Take that right hand off. We're going to cross over the midline. I'm going to bend my knee a little bit to kind of soften the blow on the hip. If you have good hips, go ahead and straighten that leg if you need to. That piriformis and IT band is getting a good stretch here. All right, ladies, wonderful job. let's take that opposite foot. So now my left foot is going into the loop or the band or the ring or whatever you've got. Both hands on. Get that hamstring stretched, and we're going to get that calf stretched by pointing and flexing. Take that right hand, plant it. Left leg goes out to the side. Try to keep both hips and shoulders, all four joints squared onto the floor. Take 2 more big deep inhale, exhale. We're going to go all the way back up. You're going to grab that right hand on the ring, and you're going to go to the other side. Now, since I have a hip situation, I need to bend my knee a little bit. So if you've got an issue with your hip, it's okay to bend that knee. If you can straighten that leg, go for it. Hold on to that for 2 more, exhale. And coming all the way back up. And, well, we've got one more stretch, ladies. So let's take it to what we call the saw in Pilates, where your feet are just to the corners of the room. And we don't need any accoutrements or accessories for this. Take your hands out just so that they're lined up with your feet, sitting as tall as you can. You're going to rotate to your left. Your right pinky is going to saw onto your left pinky toe and then come up. That's why they call it the saw. And then you're going to rotate opposite side. Looking behind you is going to give you a little bit more of a stretch through that cervical spine. Let's go 4 more. Inhale up. Exhale as you pulse down for 3. Good. And 2 more. And last one. Let's take it to a butterfly stretch. So get the soles of your feet together. And just kind of rock from side to side. If you can get those knees to the floor, good for you. That's fantastic. And then if you want to lean forward a little bit to enhance the stretch, that's great too. And we're going to take those feet all the way out in front. We're going to do one more exercise that is ironically the first exercise in the Pilates method. So you're going to take those arms just straight out in front. It's called the roll up, roll down. We're going to end with this. So you're going to sit as tall as you can, stack those hips, and you're just going to scoop that belly now, and then rolling down 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, take those arms up over your head. Exhale, hands up to the ceiling, tuck your chin. Without moving your feet, see if you can curl forward and go to touch the toes. And then back up. Let's do 3 more. So we're sitting tall. We're going to exhale, roll down. Inhale, take those arms up overhead. Exhale, take those hands up to 90. Tuck your chin now. Try not to move those. Take your time here. You don't want to lift those legs. And then stack the spine. 2 more. Rolling. Try to touch 1 vertebrae down at a time. Articulate down and articulate up. Inhale, take those hands overhead. Exhale, tuck your chin to start that roll up. See if you can keep those feet grounded. It's not easy. Let's do 1 more for good luck. So sitting tall, scooping, rolling. Inhale, arms go up overhead. Exhale, take those arms up to 90. Tuck your chin. Watch those feet. Don't want to move them. And we are done, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me virtually. And hope this was a good workout for you all. And have a great day. Thanks for coming. See you guys next time.
that be like a complete waste of your
It'll just be
time?
another good workout for me.
Yeah, literally. Okay, so I'll